We want to talk about Neo. The reason we're talking about Neo is because Neo has come under fire because of his comments about kids transitioning. And he does not believe children should transition. I will have to agree with Neo. I don't believe in kids transitioning. We need a lot more men to stand up and to be brave about the things that's going on in society. And what people don't like to admit is society is after our kids. One of the most notable Bible scriptures that I remember all the time. Raise a child up in the way that it should go, that it may never depart from it. That's why you get children early. You get children early. So when you teach them and indoctrinate them on certain things, they can perpetuate that for years and years and years and teach their children and children and children. And it's generational at that point. That's why they don't want to let a lot of racist stuff die. That's why they don't. That's why they want to keep teach CRT. And people are wondering why they're trying to get rid of CRT. Well, like I told y'all in my last podcast, a lot of these people are trying to keep racism going because racism is a $1 billion industry. And that's a conversation that y'all want to talk about, or y'all want to see my last video. Go look at my Riverboat Brawl that I got on my channel. It's a $1 billion industry. But let's see what Neo had to say. Let's see what Neo had to say, y'all. Hold on. Y'all make sure y'all like the video if y'all rocking with me tonight. Like the video. I really appreciate it. Let's see what Neo had to say. Oh boy. Like the video and share it for me. Share it for me. I'm trying to grow my channel. So it says Neo questions best practice care for transgender youth. I don't understand is what he said in his quotations. When did it become a good idea to let a 5-year-old, let a 6-year-old, let a 12-year-old make life-changing decisions for themselves? The singer said. And I agree. I don't understand. I don't even understand. At this point, we should just get rid of parents. Like parenting is out the window, and they make it so hard for you to parent nowadays. You can't whoop your children. I think some children need whoopings. They do. Some you could talk to your child, and children are going to push it more than adults because they're children. They have to. They're going to push the boundaries, and they have to know that there are certain consequences for continuing to doing stuff. Neo shared his thoughts on how to parent transgender children and questioned minors' rights to receive gender affirming care in new interview. The singer, a dad of 7 children, spoke to several minutes on the topic during a conversation with Gloria Velez for Vlad TV. Neo prefaced what he was about to say with, I have no issue with the LBG. I have no problem with nobody. You love who you love. You do what you do. It's sad we get to the point now that you got to preface what you're going to say about that community so nobody won't fucking counsel you. That community is fucking bullies. And we don't like to admit it. They bully you into liking their lifestyle as if they not around here prancing around when Pride Month come on and they have pride parades and they're just shaking their dinglings and stuff, and kids out there and they twerking, and you see titties and pussy and all of this, and we try to act like these people ain't sick and trying to get with your kids. And now we can't even call them pedophiles no more. They want to be referred to as minor attracted adults. Like what? And y'all be going for this. Y'all parents are going for this. I just personally come from an era where a man was a man and a woman was a woman, said Neo. and there was two genders, and that's just how I rock. You could identify as a goldfish if you feel like. I don't care. The end, that ain't my business. It becomes my business when you try to make me play the game with you. I'm not going to call you a goldfish, but if you want to be a goldfish, you go be a goldfish. We live in a weird time, man. We do. And see, that's the question that I always ask. If someone is delusional and you go along with the delusional, are you delusional as well? Are you sick as well? Are you mentally ill as well? If you call little Johnny little Sarah and you see this clearly as little Johnny and you go along with calling them little Johnny, are you crazy too? Because we can't act like a lot of these people ain't mentally ill. And I seen somebody argue when it comes to gender affirming care and medicine and transitioning. They said this: if these people are sick, you give other people that are sick the type of medicine and surgeries they need. If that you call them sick, so if the cure for them to not be sick anymore would be them cutting off their Peter whackers and putting on a cootie pop, don't you think you should give it to them? What about hormone replacement therapy? Don't you think you should give them that? If you call these people sick, but this is the other side of that. The people that are psychologists and psychiatrists that talk to these people can't actually give them the help that they need in fear of being counseled as well. So when you talk about medicine and help, y'all don't want the actual help, the psychological aspect of it. Y'all just want to be told, y'all just want people to let y'all do what y'all want to do. And y'all don't want anybody to question the things that you do. Y'all make sure y'all like the video. Later in that chat, he added, I feel like parents have almost forgotten what the role of a parent is. If your little boy comes to you and says, Daddy, I want to be a girl, and you just let him, excuse me, you just let him rock with that. He's 5. If you let this 5-year-old boy decide to eat candy all day, he's going to do that. When did it become a good idea to let a 5-year-old, let a 6-year-old, let a 12-year-old make life-changing decisions for themselves? When did that happen? I don't understand. He can't drive a car yet, but he can decide his sex, asked Neo, referring to a child who identifies that their gender is different from the sex they were assigned at birth. A misinformed Valles, a misinformed Valles replied, he can cut off his pee-pee. This is sick. I can't take credit for what Neil said towards the end of the interview clip, but I heard somebody say one time, if your son comes to you and says, Daddy, I want to be a girl, you ask your son, what is a girl? What is he going to do? He might want to play with dolls. All right. You want to play? Oh, where did it go? If you want to play with dolls, but you're a boy playing with dolls. I want to wear pink. Cool, wear pink, but you're a boy wearing pink. All of this sounds logical to me. All of that sounded very logical. It didn't sound malicious. It didn't sound hateful. It didn't sound like that was hate speech or it was going to harm anybody because he had a difference of opinion. And now we get to the point where people have an opinion is the issue. You cannot have an opinion in 2023 especially when it comes to this trans issue. I don't know how you make this bigger. Oh man, hold on, y'all. I don't know what just happened. It didn't do what I wanted to do. Hold on, let me see if I can go to his page real quick and see if I can make it larger. No, it didn't get larger. Well, let me just play it.
Once. This is Neo. All right, listen. I normally don't give too much of a damn about what y'all think about what I do, what y'all have to say about what I say, whatever. I normally don't care because, like I said, opinions ain't special. Everybody got one. However, this is something I feel very strongly on, and I need y'all to hear this from the horse's mouth, not the publicist's computer. So check this out. First and foremost, I do not apologize for having an opinion on this matter. I am a 43-year-old heterosexual man raising 5 boys and 2 girls. Okay, that's my reality. Now,
The hell?
if my opinion offended somebody, yeah, sure, I apologize for you being offended because that wasn't my intention.
He shouldn't even apologize for that because people always get offended. If I say something and it offends you, we can have a very good conversation about it. I'm easy and pleasant to deal with, and I'm able to articulate the way that I feel in an educated manner. So if you're offended, you just want to be offended. And I've come to the realization more people like to live their life offended than not.
Intention is never to offend anybody. However, I'm entitled to feel how I feel. I'm absolutely entitled to feel how I feel the same way you are entitled to feel how you feel. I ain't asked nobody to follow me. I ain't asked nobody to agree with me. I was asked a question and I answered the damn question. Okay. I have no beef with the LBGTQIA plus community whatsoever. I ain't got no beef with y'all. Do whatever the hell it is you want to do. Do what you want to do with your kids. However, somebody asked my opinion on this matter, and this is how I feel. I will never be okay with allowing a child to make a decision that detrimental to their life. I will never be okay with that. I don't. I definitely plan to educate myself a little bit more on this matter. However, I doubt that there's any book anywhere or any opinion that somebody's gonna tell me that's gonna make me okay with letting a child make a decision like that. That's just period point blank, and that's how I feel. If I get canceled for this, then you know what? Maybe this is a world where they don't need a Neo no more. All right. And I got no problem with that. I'm a hustler. All right. I'll figure it out. I got kids to raise, and I'm going to do that regardless. So, with that being said, y'all have a good day. I love everybody. Live how you want to live, love how you want to love, but your opinion is yours. Speak your opinion as much as you damn well feel like it. Because as I said, they're not important, they're not special. Everybody got one, and you're entitled to it. I'm entitled to mine. All right. Y'all feel how y'all want to feel. Have a great day. It's Neo. Peace and love.
So him saying that is refreshing, I have to say, because a lot of times these entertainers seem like they have a hand up their ass and someone is controlling their mind in the things that they say and the things that they do. So when you see someone like a Neo, who's a big entertainer, speak against something that we know is a agenda that they are trying to push on our children, it's amazing and a breath of fresh air. I would like to say this too. I'm glad he spoke up and said that if this ain't a place where I can basically speak up, the world don't need a Neo, right? The world does not need a Neo. So that's basically saying like, fuck y'all. And I think a lot more men need to get to the point where they're saying that when it comes to our children and when it comes to our society, when it comes to our community, because men have been beat down and berated so long now, men are so scared and docile to speak up on issues like that in fear of being counseled and doxxed, losing your job. And it's so crazy that they have indoctrinated people so much that how is this trans population so small and got so much power? That's the question you have to ask yourself. Why do everyday people that get up and go to work have an issue with you saying something about trans, especially something like Neo, in the manner that he said it that wasn't disrespectful, got an issue with you going to work with them because they calling you transphobic, when in fact they say most people don't even care enough about trans issues because they have their day-to-day life activities to do. It was a point in time being gay was actually something that rich people did because you had to go and work and do all this other stuff. So you couldn't focus on people's sexuality like that or politics like that because you were too focused on feeding a family. Now we've gotten to the time where people are on the internet, they're outraged about everything. And then when you say something that goes against how they feel or what they've been programmed to think, now that's an issue. We have a lot of time on our hands. And it started with that damn bathroom. They've been trying to do this, but I noticed we had a lot of time on our hands when that fucking bathroom issue came up. How hard is it to go to the bathroom? All you do in the bathroom is piss and shit. Somebody else used what I said in the reverse and said, well, if all you do is piss and shit, what is it? Why is there an issue with a man going into the woman's restroom? Well, dumbass. Well, what if someone was to portray that they are a woman to go into the girls' restroom to be close to the women? Do y'all remember that time? Do y'all remember the time where they had cameras they were finding on toilets in the women's restroom? They had a whole era, early like 2000s, mid 2000s, they were finding cameras on toilet seats because it was perverted men out there trying to see women pee in their cooches. There was a whole thing of I think it was called underskirting or something like that, where perverted men will be walking behind women and put phones up their skirts and stuff like that and record them. That's why it's an issue. If you just go into the bathroom and piss and shit, just go to the bathroom and piss and shit into the bathroom that you're assigned to. Now, if you are a trans person, and this one, a lot of people might disagree with me, but if you're a trans person and you had your Peter Whacker cut off, or you got a Peter Whacker put on, and you want to go to the restroom, if you look passing enough, I don't think anyone's going to complain about you if you are a man going to the woman's restroom, if you are a good looking or passing trans woman. Nobody's going to say anything. If you look like if you look like the typical woman going to the restroom, how will we know? We wouldn't know. So you could just go to the bathroom and use it. But like I said, y'all got to go out here and be social justice warriors and hear me roar and picket fence and put it in people's face every chance y'all get. And this goes back to my point with racism. Integration was bad because now you force yourself on people that don't want to be around you. And what do you think is going to happen? Now, if you wanted to integrate, do it naturally, but don't force yourself or force your ideologies on me and make me have to deal with it. Because now I build up resentment over time when you pushing this and pushing this and pushing this, and what happens? People implode or explode. That's just how life works. Because now you're impeding on my space, you're impeding on my morality, you're impeding on how I think and my day-to-day life. You're impeding on my religion, if you believe it or you don't. This is why this whole trans stuff is weird. It's very, very weird to say the least. But I understand. I'm going to tell y'all what I do understand. I understand why they trying to put trans trans women in women's sports. I understand why they're trying to put trans women in women sports. Y'all want to know why?